Mr. Gill,
Mr. Nagels on Ms. Malcolm during first sentencing. Mr. Goodrich spoke with Ms. Boyle about Ms. Gill. We're sitting here.
this is a sentencing. Let's see. Did she pay her tax? This is from Judge. Kayla, did she pay? On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Tiandra Chantel Gill, file number 18-067130M, council appearance.
Attorney Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office here to represent Ms. Gill.
Amanda Boyle of City of Lansing.
Thank you. Today was the date that was reset for a sentencing. This was a deferred sentencing. Looks like a plea was taken by Judge Clark back on November 19th, 2018, to which the defendant pled guilty to count 5 under MCL 771.1, had restitution owed in the amount of $785.52. Ms. Gill was supposed to make monthly payments of $65.46. She was set for sentencing on November 19th, 2019, to which she failed to appear. Looks like she was arraigned on that bench warrant back on on August 11th, 2022. Mr. Goodrich, did your client pay the balance of restitution?
She was not able to, Your Honor.
Okay, well, today's the date for the sentencing, so the offer that was previously granted, which is for her to plea under deferred sentencing, she cannot avail herself of that at this point because she didn't make any payments. Ms. Gill, are you there? Because I see a fan, but I don't see you. Can you unmute, please, ma'am? You have to unmute your device because I can't hear you.
Oh, I apologize, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. How are you, ma'am?
I'm doing okay, thank you for asking.
Okay, no problem. You were before Judge Clark before you entered a plea to a count 5, a failure to pay income tax, and you were supposed to pay $785, and you were given a year to do so. Did you make any payments at all, ma'am?
To be honest, that year, Your Honor, I was going through some very personal trials and tribulations in my life, going through divorce and some other things. I can't quite remember if I made any payment or not. Like I said, I can't even, what year was this again? Was this 2010?
2018, 2018, yeah.
Yeah. I just can't recall even being in front of Judge Hugh Clark regarding the matter.
Okay, do you recall that you owed past due income tax, ma'am?
It sounds familiar, yes. When I seen the paperwork, it sounds like I didn't put my income tax return in the envelope and send it to the city of Lansing. That could be possible. My mom had been so sick in 2018 and she died in May. And like I said, I do apologize to the court, but I have no real recollection of this matter.
Okay. Mr. Goodrich, you are representing her at this time. Did you want to make any statement for the court?
Your Honor, I would just ask the court to allow Ms. Gill to set up some type of payment arrangement going forward. Obviously, this conviction is going to enter against her at this time. But I think that Ms. Gill would like to get this matter resolved by making payments. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Gill, you'll be sentenced to pay the balance of $785.52. You'll be able to make monthly payments on that. Are you employed, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is refer this to collection so that you can make a payment plan with them that's consistent with your financial situation, okay?
Okay, thank you. And this is considered a criminal matter, Your Honor, and I'm asking because moving forward in the future, if someone, an agency or someone that I was dealing with asked me the question, well, have you been convicted of a crime? This then would be answer yes, because of this is a
This-
crime.
Yes, this was charged under the criminal code by the city of Lansing.
Okay, and is there any, because I feel like this is, racially motivated due to my race, I don't believe it's too many white people that's come through your courtroom with income tax failure to pay. I believe this was something that was lodged as a quick money grab for the city of Lansing. And
Well,
so,
I'm gonna intervene at this point because that's far from the truth. Not only have I been sitting on this bench since 2019, but I'm a former assistant city attorney who prosecuted these cases. It doesn't matter what color you are. If you have a failure to pay your city income taxes, the city will charge you. So this is not racially motivated, ma'am. Outside of that, you appeared before the court twice. And then you took a plea to one count with an agreement that if you made the payment, the city would dismiss the charge. But there's been no payments and it's been 4 years, or almost 4 years. So this is definitely not something that they're just doing for a quick money grab. You have to pay income tax to not just the state, but to the city. And the way the city income tax is it's not automatic. It doesn't automatically come out of your check. Sometimes you have to click to request that from your check, and it's happened to me. I have been employed and didn't know that you had to check to have it withdrawn, and I owed money. So it's not racially motivated. It's not a ploy that they're using to get some money. You weren't even, the court had the discretion to attach fines and costs. They didn't even do that. They're really just having you, they're really just having you pay what you owed for your income tax for that year.
okay,
So you'll have an opportunity, ma'am, to make a monthly payment on that. And you'll talk to the criminal clerk's office about whatever your financial situation is, because I don't know how much you're making or what your bills are. And I don't want to get into that in this public setting like this. So I think it's best for you to get into that personally with the collections department, and then you can tell them how much you can make monthly payments on to get this taken care of. Okay, ma'am?
okay, thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Do you have any other questions?
No, that would be all.
Okay, then you're all set.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Will they call me?
Yes, they'll call you at the number that you provided during your arraignment. It's the number that ends in 2714.
Yes.
Okay, that's the number they'll contact you at, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Nagel is here. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Billy Joe Malcolm, file number is 21-03145, council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Amanda O'Boyle on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Good morning, Your Honor. Matt Nagel on behalf of Miss Malcolm. Both of us are appearing over Zoom.
Today was the date that was set for sentencing. Ms. Malcolm was here back on July 11th, pled to a reduced count of impaired driving and a reduced count 2 of careless. Sentence on the careless of $210. And then I do have a pre-sentence report and recommendation here as to the impaired driving. Mr. Nagel, did you get a copy of that?
We did, Your Honor.
Okay, do you have reason to make updates, corrections, or deletions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you can address the court before sentencing.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd just like to point out that at the beginning of this, Ms. Malcolm had checked herself into a 30-day inpatient treatment program, recognizing her problem with alcohol use. Also of note, when she was talking to the probation department with respect to the sentencing investigation, she did note that she recognized her potential impact on the community around her, the fact that she put other people at risk, and that this was something with respect to these charges that bothered her, again, which was her responsibility to the community at large, which shows that she's been taking a great responsibility for her own actions and has the right motivation to improve. I think that's also of credit given her diagnosis in the report that she has been able to stay off alcohol since March of this year. She's also successfully removed people from her life who she considers to be a risk with respect to her decision when it comes to alcohol. She's done all this on her own, and it shows her motivation and commitment to getting better. Your Honor, Ms. Malcolm and I looked over the recommendations. We have no objection to any of the recommendations in the report with respect to her probation and the conditions. I would just like to point out that she is a mother of 2 children. She's a single mother. Her kids are ages 11 and 15 with full custody. She works as an assistant general manager at Blaze Pizza. She makes less than $40,000 annually. She's also entitled to child support for both of her children, but is not having success with receiving the child support. So with respect to fines and costs, Your Honor, if we would like to request the court, within your ability, if we could reduce the fines and costs, if we can, if the court would see fit to waive the supervision fees, the oversight fees, in order to help assist her with making her payments and fines and costs otherwise imposed. And also we would ask if the court would consider a 6 to 9 months probationary term, just to give her the opportunity to save a little bit more money with respect to the random testing and other costs that would come about as a part of her probation. Other than that, Your Honor, Ms. Malcolm and I are in agreement with respect to the conditions of the probation and the recommended treatment in the report.
Were you appointed or were you retained?
I was retained, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, today was the date that was set for sentencing. I've had an opportunity to review the pre-sentence report, the recommendation from the probation department. And I also have a copy of her prior criminal history, which is limited. I don't know if your client wanted to make a statement at all, so I want to give her that opportunity.
No, thank you. I'm happy with.
Okay, thank you. Per the report from probation for the pre-sentence, the diagnosis was that you scored moderate on the alcohol use disorder in early partial remission. So I want to congratulate you on taking the initiative to get the treatment that you felt you needed. And it sounds like you are on the right track. And so those are all positive things, and because of that, I'll take that into consideration as it relates to your sentencing. I think a term of probation is appropriate. Again, per your attorney, since your treatment have been exercising some sobriety, so I think that we could probably start off by supervision of only 6 months versus 9 to 12 months to see how that's going, because it looks like you already got almost 6 months under your belt there. since the time of your treatment. So I'm going to place you on a term of probation for 6 months. While on probation, there is a $30 per month oversight fee. You have not been deemed indigent. You have retained counsel, which is doesn't help for the argument that you're indigent. Nonetheless, the $30 oversight fee, you would be responsible for that. You'll be able to make that payment on that monthly. While on probation, you are not to use, purchase, or possess alcohol or marijuana or any other controlled substance that you do not have a valid prescription for. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or ammunition or weapon of any kind while on probation. You're not to be at any bars or nightclubs. You are responsible to submit to preliminary breath testing and or urinalysis. You have to pay the fee for that, okay?
Okay.
Okay, are you already participating in outpatient still, or was it just a 30-day program?
It was just a 30-day program.
Okay, I am gonna order that you participate in some outpatient substance abuse treatment. You can discuss that further with probation so they can see if you have insurance that may possibly cover any of that treatment, okay?
Okay.
Need to attend a 12-step program and provide written verification to your probation officer. They want you to obtain a sponsor that has at least 5 or more years of sobriety, okay?
Understood.
Okay, do you have any questions about your probation conditions at this time?
I do not.
Okay, you're also required to maintain employment while you're on probation. As to fines and costs, there's a $75 crime victim rights fee that by statute must be assessed. There's also a $50 state minimum cost that's also required to be assessed. $355.95 for OWI cost recovery. That's owed to the Lansing Police Department for responding to this incident. Uh, 6 months of probation will amount to $180 in oversight fees. I'm going to waive any discretionary fines and costs at this time, but your total, including the statutory assessed fines and costs, probation and LPD cost recovery will be $660.94. You'll be able to make monthly payments on that, okay?
Absolutely.
If you're in a situation where you're trying to prioritize your finances, you need to make sure you're prioritizing the testing, okay? If it comes down to the wire and you've done everything that you were supposed to do, except for been able to make those monthly payments on time, I'm not gonna penalize you for that. Where I will penalize you is if you're skipping your tests, okay? Do you have any questions about the fines and costs?
No, ma'am.
Okay, there's an advice of rights for probation here. It says you have been sentenced to a term of probation in the 54A District Court. The probation conditions have been individually tailored and are specific to address your assessed risks and needs. Except for instances of domestic violence, criminal sex crime, and stalking offenses, or an offense where the defense of guilty but mentally ill was asserted, you may be eligible for early discharge from probation. You have the right to request early discharge from probation once you have completed half of the original term ordered by the judge. You may make a request for early discharge from probation after meeting the following conditions. A, you have completed all required probation programming, and B, you have not violated probation within the 3 months preceding your request. You may make your request for early discharge from probation by completing the notice regarding eligibility for early discharge from probation, that's also called the MC 512 form, and that form is located on the court website, okay? Is there any additional matters for the record at this time?
Nothing further from the defense, Your Honor.
Nothing for the city, Your Honor. Thank you.
So you're all set, Ms. Malcolm, and good luck. You'll be in contact with the probation department to go over my order, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Is today the 26th?
He does, let's say he does do something, is off the wall, is there a way that we can try and put the, tell him that we would like to, whatever motion that you're talking about? Maybe that day we would set a whole nother time. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I see. Oh, Mr. Musingo is in the jail.
That'd be fine.
So, person that's got it, and so-
Okay, Mr. Musingo?
Yes.
Do you need an interpreter?
Yes, please.
Okay, we have to reset your matter so we can get an interpreter, okay, sir?
I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. We'll get you a new date. September 12th. I'm not thinking that. He needs an interpreter, so I can't tell. Oh. And this was for show cause, so he doesn't have an attorney. Even on his pretrial. Who's this attorney at the 11 o'clock?
That would be Mr. Goodrich.
Mr. Goodrich?
Yes.
He does have some 11 o'clock as well. We're gonna reset those because he needs an interpreter.
Okay.
That's one.
September 12th. September 12th at 9:15. You like to,
Is that for all the matters, Your Honor, at 9:15?
yes, did you hear me? That was all the matters will be set at 9:15.
Okay.
Show cause and the 2 pre-trials. I see someone identified as Kayla. If you could unmute your device, please.
Can you hear me?
I can, thank you, ma'am. What's your full name?
Kayla Moore.
Okay. Do you have an attorney?
No.
Okay. And then someone is identified as the Stratus C5 Elite. Can you unmute your device, please? Sir, with the white t-shirt on. Yes, that would be you. I need you to unmute your device.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
I can. What's your
Your Honor.
name? Yes.
Hi, Judge Bennett. My name is Guy Ross, and my attorney name is Sarah Dentley. I have a 9 o'clock
wonderful.
appointment with you guys today.
Very good. Ms. Donnelly is here in the courtroom. Did you speak to him at all?
Your Honor, I was going to represent Mr. Ross today if I could speak with him in a breakout room.
Okay, give me just a moment, because are you also representing Ms. Herron?
Yes.
Okay, we'll handle her before we do that. I'm just trying to check everyone. I'm gonna mute you, Mr. Ross, because there's some background noise. Who's on the Moto E6? You have to unmute, sir.
Okay,
Hi, what's your name, sir?
Bechtel Jr.
I didn't hear him. Can you repeat that for me?
Stephen Bechtel Jr.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Brianna Herron, file number 22L27132 and 91 OT, council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Amanda O'Boyle on behalf of the city of Lansing.
And Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office here to represent Ms. Herron.
Thank you. Today was the date that was reset for pretrial. It looks like on the 11th of July, we reset it to allow Ms. Herron to try to get her license. Was she able to obtain her license?
Your Honor, in speaking with Ms. Herron, she informed me that she ended up having to move during this period and essentially just ran out of the money she needed to get this accomplished. She informed me that she was going to be getting paid on September 9th and would have the money to get it accomplished at that time. So we would ask the court to grant one last adjournment of a little, 2-3 weeks in this matter.
September 19th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Do you have any questions today, Ms. Herron?
No, thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
No problem. We'll see you on September 19th.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to put Mr. Goodrich and Mr. Ross in the room. Mr. Goodrich is in room 3. Let me move into room 1. Okay, are you representing Mr. Bennett?
I am, Your Honor.
On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Todd Darwin Bennett. This is file number 22-01549. Appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Amanda O'Boyle on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant, Todd Bennett, who is standing to my right.
How are you, Mr. Bennett?
I'm fine.
Today is the date that's set for a pretrial. On a trespass and a red tag property. I do have a advice of rights and plea information sheet here today. How are we proceeding on this?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that Mr. Bennett would like to plead his charge today.
That's correct, Mr. Bennett?
Yeah.
You raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yeah.
Is that a yes?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. I have an advice of rights and plea information sheet. Has today's date on it, which is the 29th of August, 2022. There's a signature affixed to the top. Is that your signature there? Did you read this document?
No, she read it to me.
Okay, so do you understand the rights that she read to you?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Do you think you have any questions about those rights at this time?
No.
Do you understand, sir, that you have the right to be represented by an attorney during this criminal matter?
Yeah.
You understand that you have the right to proceed to a trial in this matter, and you have the right to have a jury trial. You understand that?
Yes.
At the time of trial, you have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. You understand that?
Yes.
You have the right to have the city bring sufficient evidence to prove each element of the charge being brought against you. They have to prove each element beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to question any of the witnesses that they intend to call. You can call your own witnesses, or you can present any evidence that you believe would further a defense to the charge. You understand those rights?
Yes, I do.
You also have the right to remain silent at trial and not have silence be used to prove or imply that you're guilty. You understand that?
Yes.
You want to give up each of those rights today?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Well, you gotta be sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Is anybody threatening you to get you to give up those
No,
rights?
no,
Was there any promises made to you to get you to give up those rights?
no.
Are you pleading guilty to the trespass in the red tag property?
Yeah, I guess so.
Because you believe you are guilty.
Well, I was there after 5, so.
And the
I
property,
couldn't put the lady out.
and the
the door.
property was red tagged,
Yeah,
and you knew it was red tagged?
yes, I was working on it.
Okay, very good.
I'm still working. on
As
it.
to the charge of trespassing a red tag property, how do you plead?
I'm guilty.
I think we have a factual basis, but I guess we should find out what the address is.
Yeah, Mr. Bennett, on June 6th of 2022, after 5 PM, were you still inside the home at 1209 Lathrop Street in the city of Lansing, County, Michigan?
Yes, I was.
And that property was red tag,
Yeah, it
right?
was.
And you know you weren't supposed to
Yeah,
be there. Oh,
yeah.
thank you. Your Honor.
Any questions from the city?
No, it ain't. No, question.
Oh, questions from the city attorney, that is.
No,
No,
Oh,
you're,
Are you the city attorney, sir?
sorry. I'm
You're
not-
nervous.
Yeah,
You
I
don't
was.
need to- you don't need to be nervous.
no
Counsel
questions
Boyle.
here. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll accept your plea. I find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. Your fine is $50. When can you make payment?
I guess I get money on the first, so I can pay, like, right after that.
Okay,
Cause it
so-
takes me a while to find a ride to get down.
okay, you can make payment online as well, sir. You
I
can-
don't read it on this. I can't do that.
Okay, sounds good. So we'll state here that you'll make payment of $50 within 30 days, okay?
All right, thank you.
Do you have any questions?
I guess it's better for me to do this than me to throw the lady out bodily harm, so.
No, you didn't want to forcibly evict someone for your home, yes. that's-
Yeah, I mean,
All right.
all right, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one, sir.
You guys have a good day too.
You too? Yeah, you too.
Yeah, have a good day.
Okay, let's see. You're not representing them, are they?
No, Your Honor, I just wanted to make sure about Mr. Bearden. Was that an instant bench warrant, or do we want to put 48 hours on it and see if he shows up today or tomorrow?
He's getting an instant bench warrant. This is up for trial.
Okay, all right, thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. However, if you call him, we'll, if you hear from him, we can reset it.
Yes, if I hear from him, what do you want, like, within the next 2 days? Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay, I see Mr. Metz. Here for Mr. Holiday.
That's correct, Judge. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Okay. Miss Moore, let me find her file. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Kayla Moore, file number 21L27011183. Ms. Moore, today was set for a show cause because you were here originally back in March 22 for you to, at which time you pled or accept responsibility to no proof of insurance. You still owe $95 on that. It looks like you have came for a couple of show causes already. but you have not paid the $95.
I paid the $95. It was actually, I believe it was like $90, and then they upcharged me $170 because it was late, and I just paid that like 2 weeks ago in Mason.
You can't pay our fines in Mason. That had to be a different fine, ma'am.
That
Mason
wasn't.
Yeah, Mason is a different court.
Oh,
'Cause when you said they upcharged you from 95 to 70, I knew something was off.
yeah,
That's
to
not-
like
we wouldn't-
170, and I'm thinking that it was that because it said it was the same.
No, that, if you paid it in Mason, that's the 55th District Court, not 54A, which we're in Lansing.
Okay, like downtown Lansing.
Yes, we're downtown Lansing. Did you see we have a payment here on this matter? Yeah, you must have paid a fine that you owed in another district. That's not our fine though.
Okay, see, I'm thinking it's the same
Yeah, we're
thing. I'm sorry.
54A District Court. We're the court that's located in City Hall on the 6th floor.
Okay, so would I have to go there to pay it, or could I do it
You can pay
online?
online. You could pay online. It's still $95.
Okay. Are they open? Are they still open, like, for you to come in and
Absolutely.
pay?
I'm sitting in the court. I'm in the court right now. The building's completely open to the public.
Okay. I didn't know if they were still doing the thing for COVID and everything, but I could go down there today and pay it.
Okay, I'll note here that you'll pay within the next 48 hours, okay?
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay, you're all set. Okay, who just dialed in from the jail?
Jonathan Troy Barnes.
Okay, Jonathan Barnes, thank you. Okay, and Mr. Goodrich, are you back with
Yes.
Mr. Ross? Okay. We're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Guy Dominic Ross, file number 22-01650 and 22L2714232, council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Amanda O'Boyle on behalf of the city of Lansing.
And Attorney Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office here to represent Mr. Ross.
I will set for pre-trials on these matters. How are we proceeding on that?
Your Honor, Mr. Ross has decided to accept an offer from Ms. O'Boyle whereby he would be pleading guilty to the one count of impaired driving this morning, and the other matters would be dismissed.
Okay. Correct, Mr. Ross? You have to unmute, sir.
Okay, can you hear me, Your Honor?
I can. You want to accept the offer and plead guilty to impaired driving?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you raise your right hand for me?
My right hand,
Do
okay.
you do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
I do.
Thank
I
you.
do.
Thank you. There's some background noise. Is there something on your computer that's clicking?
No, ma'am, everything in my home is off. I turned the fan off. I don't know what that could be. I have a really
Okay,
cheap.
I didn't know if there was maybe something on your keyboard or something because it keeps clicking.
Better now?
Yes, that is better, actually. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Ross, you have the right to be represented by counsel in this matter. You do have representation by Mr. Goodrich from the Office of the Public Defender in this matter of impaired driving. You would have the right to, well, the original charge is operating while having a blood alcohol level of 0.08 or higher. You have the right to proceed to a trial in this matter. You have the right to have a jury trial. At the time of trial, You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to remain silent at trial and not have silence be used to prove or imply that you're guilty. You have the right to question any witnesses that the city intends to call. You have the right to call your own witnesses or present evidence that you believe would further a defense to the charge. And then you have the right to remain silent at trial and not have silence be used against you. Do you understand that? I had to mute you again, sir. So can you unmute?
I understand, Your Honor.
Okay, lastly, you have the right to have the city prove each element of the charge against you. They have to prove each element beyond a reasonable doubt. In order to plead guilty, you would have to give up each of those rights today. Is that what you want to do? Mr. Ross, do you want to give up each of those rights today? Okay. Looks like he's frozen. Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
Mr. Ross, can you hear me?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you want to give up all of those rights that we just discussed today?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is anybody threatening you to get you to waive all of those rights?
No, ma'am.
Is anybody promising you anything to get you to waive those rights?
No.
Are you pleading guilty to the reduced charge of impaired driving because you believe you are guilty?
Yes, ma'am. I'm guilty, Your Honor.
Okay, are you currently on probation or parole?
No.
Okay, you understand that a guilty plea could result in a conviction that you may need to report to either your current job or to a future employer?
I'm employed now, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
I'm employed right now.
Okay, but my question is, do you understand that you may have to report a conviction to your employer after entering this guilty plea?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. As to the reduced charge of operating while impaired, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Have a factual basis, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Ross, were you operating a motor vehicle on June 18th of 2022?
Yes, I was.
And was that on Holmes Road near Malcolm X Street?
Yes.
And was that in the city of Lansing, County of Ingham, State of Michigan?
Yes.
And prior to operating that vehicle, did you consume alcohol?
Yes, I did.
And did that alcohol impair your ability to drive the vehicle?
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Okay, Your Honor, I believe we have a factual basis for impaired driving.
Yes, yes, I was impaired.
Okay, any questions from the city?
No, you're on. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Set that for in-person for sentencing. Okay, I'm satisfied with the factual basis. Find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. This matter will be set for sentencing on October 17, 2022 at 8:30 in the morning. I'm going to set that in person because I don't think that you have a stable connection, okay? Do you have any questions today, Mr. Ross? You have to unmute if you have a question. Okay, he's shaking his head no, so I assume he doesn't have a question. Any additional matters for the record today?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. You're all set. Mr. Ross, we'll see you on October 17th. You will need to reach out to probation within 48 hours so that they can provide the court with a pre-sentence report and recommendation. You'll reach out to them and they'll schedule your pre-sentence interview, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. I got it.
Okay, you're all set. Thank you.
Thank you. For
Okay. Anyone hear from Tracy Abfalter?
Your Honor, I spoke with her on Friday and was anticipating her appearance. When next time another case is up, I will give her a call and see what's going on with her. I'm surprised by her not appearing.
Okay, there's an individual in the courtroom, and they're identified as a Cricket Dream 5G, but they've not started their video, so I can't see who they are. And they're not responding to the request the court is giving them to start. So, let's see. Mariah Palacio, you heard from her?
Yes, Your Honor, this is one I did email your staff about. She had a hearing that got scheduled with the Secretary of State at 9 o'clock this morning to resolve the issue that this case is about. So your staff let me know that it would be okay if she got in a little late this morning, immediately following her other hearing. Hopefully we'll get the matter resolved based on what happened with the Secretary of State.
Okay. And then, let's see. Mr. Bechtel, on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Stephen Bechtel Jr., file number is 18-06358. Mr. Bechtel, today was the date that was set for a show cause because you were here back on July 18th. You accepted responsibility to a careless driving, and you were supposed to pay $210 within 7 days, and you have not made payment. Can you unmute? And so you can advise the court as to what your plans are to make payment on that. You have to unmute because I can't hear you.
I pay my fines online, and I've looked online. The last payment I made on a fine that I have available to pay on was last week. So I'm continuing to pay on them. I guess I didn't realize it was a 7-day. I had agreed to any 7-day terms, but
She's saying, he's just saying that the only thing,
I made 110, I think it was 115 maybe dollar payment last week. I wondered why I got this show cause hearing in the mail.
0635R. It says you made a payment of $60 on one file on the 19th.
Okay.
That's not accurate.
It could have been 60 on one fine and then like 60 on another, 50 on another. But I know I paid in about $100 and some for fines last week. The 19th, that sounds about right.
Careless driving. Is this my yellow bird? No, this is the one. Yeah, you said that you know. No, but he put just the careless driving information. Because he put to careless driving. I was just looking at what she put on the document. They're the same problem, but it's two different. Like they have to make it up. Oh, why did she make another one? Do you lose the file? Like it's just two different. Like if I was to go in and set this for a show cause, I would have to use the R1 and not the one she used. I think she set it for the other, like the one that, because he purchased something different, so she had to make it. She said it in the R1? No, she said it in the one that's on the docket, just the 6358, which. Okay. Okay, so he does all of them. Yeah. You owe, it shows me here that you made a payment. It looks like $60 on the 19th. You still owe $150. However, the reason why this was set for show cause is because you were here on July 18th. You were supposed to pay, you said within 7 days. And so you didn't make payment in full within 7 days.
Okay, yeah, that's, I didn't understand. You asked me if I was gonna be able to make a payment within the next, and I told you within the next week, I'll be able to make a payment on it, and I don't know if I didn't do that or what.
You didn't do that because you didn't make a payment within the next week. You made a payment a month later and
Okay.
it was $60 and you owe $210. So you owe $150. When are you gonna pay the $150?
So when am I gonna pay the 150?
That's correct.
I guess before court.
Before when?
Before court, I have court in 2 weeks, which I tried to get a hold of a lawyer to find out what this case was about, and nobody can answer. I'm trying to figure out where to send my fingerprints. Nobody can answer. So I'm trying to figure it
Where to
out.
send your fingerprints?
Yeah, I'm trying to, I called the court like last week because I had them done last week. They told me just to send it to the 6th floor of the 54A court. And they would send it from there. So it's on its way.
Isn't that the court? They need fingerprints on. Well, you can't send fingerprints. You would have to come up here and be fingerprinted. We don't let you send us fingerprints.
Well, here's the thing. I told you guys I was in Ohio and I couldn't make it there. So you guys sent me an order. It says, right here, it says an order for fingerprints, go to Lansing Police Department, and then it has written in or local police department. So I went to my local.
Oh, okay. I do remember calling LPD on your matter about if your police, if they could send police or fingerprints from another police agency. They told us that they could not do that.
Okay, well, I got an order for fingerprints in the mail with the show cause the same day I got to check the mail for the show cause paper. Anyway.
Okay, well, if you got an order, I would follow the order. I didn't send it, I can tell you that. But I would, it says, what does the order say?
Says go to Lansing Police Department or your local police department, and that's what I did. And the local police department tried to get a hold of you guys and couldn't get a hold of anybody's because they, at the bottom of the fingerprint order, has a certificate for fingerprints where you would sign off on it, and they didn't want to sign off on it because they didn't know where to send it.
Okay, and that will probably be the time that we spoke to them. Our police department won't accept it from a police department out of state is what the issue is.
Okay. Well,
So
I plan on.
When is this next day?
I'm sorry.
You have another court date on the 12th of September?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna pay the 150 on that before the 12th of September?
Right. Yep.
Okay, it looks like you have another fine that you owe. It says here you owe $115.
Okay, I'm working on getting those paid right now. I'm not working right now. I'm trying to figure out, because I pled guilty to this case and I lost my license. I think just taking any
Right,
time.
the other one was for the PBT refusal. That one was the PBT refusal. So
Right.
that one, they've not set, you've been making your monthly payments, it looks like on that, but I just want to remind you so you don't get it confused, that paying this one for careless driving is not the same as paying the 115 for the PBT refusal, okay?
Okay.
So I'll put here that you're gonna pay the careless driving balance, which is $150 before September 12th.
Okay.
And then we'll see you on September 12th on your other matter, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What should I do then with the fingerprints?
You know, I don't think there's anything you can do unless you're coming to Michigan, and at this point, I'm not ordering you to come to Michigan on that, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, Craig Corky is present. Mr. Corky, do you have an attorney?
I do not.
Okay, did you request court-appointed counsel?
No, I did not.
Okay, are you seeking to represent yourself on operating while intoxicated?
Yes.
Okay, let me see, Mr. Metz, are you ready to proceed on Mr. Holliday?
We are, Your Honor.
They were on the record in the
Your
matter of the
Honor,
people.
Your Honor, I apologize for interrupting. May I meet with Mr. Barnes while you're addressing Mr. Metz's matter? In a breakout room?
Okay, no problem. You can always message Mr. or put it in the messenger. Mr. Bigelow can put you in the room.
Okay, I will do that. I apologize.
No problem. Let's see. Let me put them in a packet. We're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Lucas Holiday, file number 22-01693. Council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Amanda O'Boyle on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jim Metz appearing on behalf of Lucas Holiday. We're both appearing via Zoom separately from each other. We have no objection to the same, and thank you for that opportunity. At this time, Mr. Holiday will be tendering a plea to an added count of operating while impaired. For that plea, the original count one, operating with a high BAC, would be dismissed.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Holliday, that's correct. You want to plead guilty to in a charge of operating while impaired?
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct.
Can you raise your right hand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You can put your hand down, sir. Mr. Holliday, you have the right to be represented by counsel. You are represented by Mr. Metz. You have the right to proceed to a trial in this matter, and you have the right to have a jury trial. At the time of trial, you have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to have the city prove each element of the charge being brought against you. They have to prove each element beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to question any of the witnesses that they intend to call, and you have the right to call your own witnesses or present evidence to further a defense to the charge. And you have the right to remain silent at trial and not have silence be used to prove or imply that you're guilty. In order to plead guilty to the amended charge of impaired driving, you would have to give up all of those rights, sir. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand that.
Okay, you are willing to give up those rights today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is anybody making any promises to you to get you to waive your rights and plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
Has there been any threats made to you to get you to waive your rights and plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty to the operating while impaired because you believe you are guilty?
Yes, I believe I am guilty of operating while impaired. Yes,
Are you
Your Honor.
currently on probation or on parole?
No, Your Honor.
You understand that a guilty plea to this charge could result in a conviction that you may need to report to your employer?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
Okay. As to the added count of operating while impaired, how do you plead, sir?
I plead guilty, Your Honor,
May I have a
to
factual
operating while
basis?
impaired.
Thank you. May I have a factual basis, Mr. Metz?
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Holiday, on or about January 29th, 2022, were you in Lansing, Ingham County?
Yes,
And were you operating a motor vehicle at or near East Oakland Avenue and North Pennsylvania Avenue in Lansing, Michigan?
yes, I was.
And did you do so after consuming alcohol?
Yes, I did.
And can you tell the judge what it was you had to drink?
Yes, Your Honor, I consumed 4 double shots of Jameson whiskey, as well as 3 IPA beers. I'm not sure the brand, I cannot remember.
And Mr. Holiday, as a result of your contact with the police, did you take a blood test?
Yes, I did.
And what were those results?
I had a BAC level of 0.198.
Okay, and needless to say, your ability to operate that motor vehicle on the date in question was at least impaired, is that correct?
At least impaired, yes, sir.
I'm satisfied, Judge.
Any questions from you, Mrs. O'Boyle?
No questions from the city, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. The court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea and I find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. This matter will be set for sentencing on October 17, 2022 at 8:30 in the morning. Does that work for you, Mr. Metz?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, prior to sentencing, Mr. Holliday, you have to meet with probation. So you should contact them in person within 48 hours. You need to report to them. They're on the 5th floor of City Hall. And they will set you up for your pre-sentence report and recommendation, okay?
Yes, Your Honor, within 48 hours, yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Do you have any questions at this time?
No, Your Honor, I understand.
Judge, the only one I have other than Mr. Holliday contacting probation for that screening appointment date is October 17th in person or on Zoom?
That's gonna be via Zoom for
Okay.
his sentencing. And then if he's already done assessment, which I believe he has, that should be forwarded to the probation department so that they don't charge him for doing another one, okay?
Absolutely. I was going to suggest the same to him. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing. Thank you. Have a great rest of the day, Judge, as well as Ms. O'Boyle.
Nothing.
Thank you, same to you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Ms. O'Boyle.
I think is represented by Mr. Goodrich as well as Ms. Robinson. So I'm gonna, Mr. Horky, can you unmute?
Yes.
I know you've said you're representing yourself. I'm gonna advise you again because this is a serious misdemeanor that you're being charged with. You're operating while intoxicated, and it's punishable with a maximum penalty of 93 days. Actually, let me find this part. I have this part. Okay, you've been charged with 1 count of operating while having a blood alcohol level of 0.08 or greater. And so that is a misdemeanor. The maximum penalty is 93 days in jail and or up to $500 in fines. You should also be advised that you have the right to be represented by counsel. If you cannot afford to hire or retain an attorney, you can request to have court-appointed counsel appointed at the expense of the public. You understand that, right?
I do.
You want to waive that right today so that you can meet with the city attorney?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'll put you in room 3.
Thank you.
Have you tried to do it again? Oh, you're there? Can you hear it live? Why am I up there?
Okay, what's your name?
Tracy Abfalter.
Ma'am?
Tracy Abfalter.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Ms. Martinez. Which matter are you here on?
I'm here on a pretrial for Jabrail McCollum with the City Attorney's Office.
Okay. As Mr. McCollum logging in separately?
I think there was a mistake. I just took a chance. I think he's there in person, so I'm going to give him a call, or I can have him come in the courtroom, but I was hoping to speak to City Attorney Amanda O'Boyle first.
Okay, I will have my court officer see if anyone's in the hallway, and I'll put you in a private meeting room.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
No problem. Ms. O'Boyle's in room 3.
Very close now. So I'll say I want to have something checked out because it'll matter a lot. And frankly, it might be able to get us to cut off any further prosecution.
Ms. Martinez, there's no one in the hallway. So I don't know if you want to give your client a
Okay.
phone call.
I'm going to, yes, give him a quick phone call, and it looks like we may have the matter resolved. So I will be right back.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Is Mr. Goodrich here? Mr. Goodrich,
yes,
are you
ma'am.
ready? Okay, very good. Are you ready on Miss Sultana Abdulraheem?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Sultana Abdulraheem, file number 22-01086, council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Amanda O'Boyle on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office here to represent Ms. Abdulraheem.
Thank you. And today was the date that we reset this matter. It looks like she was trying to clear some suspension so she can get her license reinstated. Was she able to do that?
Your Honor, she needed to look into whether she would be eligible for almost a year, and she would unfortunately confirm that she would not be eligible to get her license back until summer of 23. As a result, Ms. Abdulraheem intends to accept a plea offer from the city whereby she would plead guilty to allowing a suspended person to operate a vehicle.
Okay, Ms. Abdulraheem, that's correct. You want to plead guilty to a amended charge of allowing a suspended person to operate.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. Okay, Mrs. Abdulraheem, you have the right in this matter to be represented by an attorney. You do have representation from the Office of the Public Defender. You have the right to proceed to trial in this matter. You have the right to have a jury trial. At the time of the trial, you have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to have the city bring sufficient evidence to prove each element of the charge against you. They have to prove each element beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to remain silent at trial and not have silence be used against you. You have the right to question or cross-examine any of the witnesses the prosecution intends to call. You have the right to call your own witnesses or present evidence at trial that you believe would further a defense to the charge. In order to plead guilty to the amended charge of allowing an unlicensed person to operate, you would have to waive, I'm sorry, allowing a suspended person to operate, you would have to waive your right to have your trial and all the additional rights that I just explained to you. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Do you want to waive those rights today?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody promising you anything to get you to waive your rights and plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
Has there been any threats made to you at all to get you to plead guilty to the charge?
No, ma'am.
Are you pleading guilty because you believe you are guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, as to the amended charge of allowing a suspended person to operate, how do you plead?
I plead guilty. Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Goodrich. Can I have a factual basis?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Abdulraheem, on or about April 20th of 2022, was your driver's license suspended at that time?
Yes.
And did you essentially allow yourself to drive the vehicle knowing that it was suspended?
Yes.
And were you driving that on Oakland near June Street?
Yes.
And is that located in the city of Lansing, County of Ingham, State of Michigan?
Yes.
Your Honor, I believe we have a factual basis for allowing a suspended person to drive the vehicle.
Any questions from you, Ms. O'Boyle?
No questions from the city, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. The court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea. Find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. What happened with the speeding and the no?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Moment. I'm trying to see what happened with the speeding and the no proof of insurance.
Okay.
Says you owe 195 on the speeding and 170.
Yeah, I honestly have not made a single payment to those yet. I just got a new job, and I'm to be off of probation, I believe, the second week of October. So I've been focused on making sure those fines have been paid off.
Okay.
So I've been paying on that instead. So I haven't, in place of that, I haven't made a payment to the tickets. But that's also because I was unemployed for some time. So I've been at my new employment. I've been employed now for almost a little over a month now. So I should be able to make a payment on those tickets soon.
Okay, they're already set for show cause on September 12th. So you're here now, so I'm going to handle the show cause now.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's because you didn't make a payment, so they set it for show cause. I just sent my court officer to get the file. When can you make a payment on those? I'm going to waive your fines on this the file today because you got your hands full.
Well, thank you. I can make a payment. My paycheck, I get paid September 5th. So if I could have some time within that time frame.
How much can you make a payment? How much is your first payment, I should say, gonna be?
I could make $50 on both. I can make a payment of $50 on both, so a total of $100.
Thank you. Okay, so you get paid on the 5th and then you want to make payment when?
Sometime within that time frame. If you could give me a time, that would be greatly appreciated.
Okay, I'll say you'll make a payment of $50 no later than the 12th, which was the date of your show cause.
Okay.
On each file, and that you'll make payments of $50 per month until paid in full on the 12th of each month, okay?
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem. So long as you're compliant with that payment schedule, you won't get another show cause, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you're all set.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, please. Okay. And Miss Abfalter has appeared. Let me see who else is here. Kiana Robinson's been here for a while. Are we ready to proceed on her?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Kiana Rochelle Robinson, file number 20-027900T, council appearance.
Morning, Your Honor. Amanda O'Boyle on behalf of the City of Lansing.
And Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office here to represent Ms. Robinson.
Thank you. Today was the date that was set for a pretrial. How are we proceeding on this matter?
Your Honor, in speaking with Ms. Robinson, we would like to request body cam videos in this matter. So we would ask that a new pretrial date be set a few weeks out.
September 19th at 9 a.m. Do you have any questions today, Ms. Robinson?
No, I do not.
Okay, any additional matters for the record, council?
Nothing from the city, Your Honor. Thank you.
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Robinson, you're all set. We'll see you on the 19th of September.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. We have Jonathan Barnes in the jail. Mr. Goodrich, did you need to speak to him at all?
I have already spoken with Mr. Barnes and we are ready to proceed on his case.
Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Jonathan Troy Barnes. I have 3 files here. File number 22-02049, file 21-03517, and file 21-03522. Council appearance.
Morning, Your Honor. Amanda O'Boyle on behalf of the City of Lansing.
And Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office here to represent Mr. Barnes.
Today was the date that was set for a pretrial on each matter. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, Mr. Barnes would like to accept an offer from the city attorney whereby he would plead guilty in file 22-02049 OM with a trespassing case. And he would also plead guilty to hinder and oppose in file 21-03522 OM. And as a result, the 21-03517 would be dismissed and the false information in 3522 would be dismissed. And we would also be asking for time served in this matter.
Thank you. Mr. Barnes, is that correct as to your understanding of the plea agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony that you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
I do, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Barnes, you can put your hand down. In each file, sir, you have the right to proceed to trial. You have the right to be represented by counsel at the time of trial. You also have the right to be presumed innocent at trial and not until proven guilty. You have the right to have the city bring sufficient evidence to prove each element of the charge being brought against you. They have to prove each element beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to question or cross-examine any of the witnesses the prosecution intends to call. You have the right to call your own witnesses, represent evidence at trial that you believe would further defenses to these charges. And you have the right to remain silent at trial and not have silence be used against you. Do you understand those rights, sir?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Are you willing to give up each of those rights today to accept the plea offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, is anybody threatening you to get you to give up your rights today?
No, Your Honor.
Are there any threats being made or promises not stated here on the record being made to get you to want to give up your plea? Give up your rights to plea.
The offer, Your Honor.
Okay, yeah, my question was, is there any promises not stated here on the record?
Oh, excuse me, I apologize. No, Your Honor, no, Your Honor.
Thank you. And as to the sentencing agreement of credit time served, that's between you and the prosecutor, which is the city attorney. I'm not a party to that. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
So that means that if I decide I'm going to sentence you to do additional jail time, I would give you the right to withdraw your plea at that time, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you currently on probation or parole?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. As to the charge of hinder, obstruct, oppose, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
And as to the charge of trespass on the property of another in file number 22-02049, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
On the factual basis, Mr. Goodrich.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Barnes, on June 11th of 2021, were you at a property at 1100 Ramada Drive, commonly known as America's Best Value Inn?
Yes.
And is that located in the city of Lansing, County of Ingham, State of Michigan?
Yes.
And while you were there, did you come into contact with the police?
Yes, I did.
And at some point, did you take off running from the police?
Yes.
And did the police ask you to stop?
Yes.
And did you continue running at that time?
Yes, I did.
Okay, Your Honor, I believe we have a factual basis for hinder and oppose. And Mr. Barnes, regarding an incident on July.
Let me ask Ms. O'Boyle if she has any questions on that one.
Okay.
I do not, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, were the police in a fully marked police uniform during that time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so you knew they were police?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and they were performing the official functions of their duties at that time?
Yes.
Okay, you can proceed to the trespassing.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Barnes, on or about July 30th of 2022, did you go to a location at 720 West Jolly, commonly known as Quality Dairy?
Yes.
And is that a location in the city of Lansing, County of Ingham, State of Michigan?
Yes, it is.
And prior to this date, had you been told on multiple occasions you were not allowed to be on the property of that Quality Dairy?
Yes.
And so did you proceed to trespass upon their property on the night of the 30th?
Yes.
Okay, so you were there and you knew you were not allowed to be there. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Right, Your Honor, I believe we have a factual basis for trespass.
Let me say just one thing. All right, so I mean, I was never trespassed from there though, is what I'm trying to say. But they told me to leave, but I got caught on the property, so I was leaving though. But it just the police pulled right up, so I never made it off the property. So that's the same thing.
Well, sir, okay. Sir, had you had been at Quality Dairy previous times and you were told that you were not supposed to be there, correct?
Okay, yes, we can go with that. Yes, sure.
Well,
Yes.
I'm asking, and then you went to Quality Dairy knowing that you weren't supposed to be there in the first place.
Is that correct, Mr. Barnes?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from you, Mrs. O'Boyle?
No further questions from the city, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. The court is satisfied with the factual basis and I'll accept your plea. I find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. Mr. Goodrich, how much time has he been in jail?
28 days at this point, Your Honor. Not only on this, but on other matters as well.
Okay, I'll credit time served on each file. You're all set.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're free to go, sir. Let's see. Ms. Martinez, did you locate your client at all?
Hello, Your Honor. I was able to make contact with him. He is having trouble with Zoom though. So he is going to accept the offer. So with the court's preference, I see two options. We can set it for plea, or he's on his way here to our office to use our Zoom if the court would like to wait and complete this morning. We can do whatever is best for you, and I apologize for the inconvenience.
No, it's fine. Let me see here. You said it's a driving while license. Is it a civil infraction?
No, we're gonna amend it to allowing another person to drive with a suspended license, which is non-abstractable and less points.
Okay, it's up to you how you want to proceed. If you want, I'll be here. So if he wants to meet you at your office and then you log back in, that's fine.
Okay.
Or we can reset it if that's what you prefer.
I asked him to come here, so I'll log back in when he's here and we will get this underway so we can wrap it up. So thank you for your patience.
No problem. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
And then Mr. White is here. You are here with Mr. Or are you supposed to be here with Mr. Is it McKines?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm looking through here and I don't know if I can see, I don't see anything associated with Mr. McGinnis' name. We're calling him right now.
Okay, sounds good. It's pronounced
So,
McGinnis? McGinnis. Okay, McGinnis. Okay. I don't know if you want to try to get a hold of him, but he's not here now.
Yeah, we're on the call with him right now. I'm going to mute so that you can do other business if you don't mind, rather than tie up your time for a second and see if we can track him down.
Thank you. We're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Craig Michael Horkey. Can you all hear me?
No, you went mute there for a second.
You cut out a little bit. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. We're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Craig Michael Horkey, file number 22-01687, council appearance.
Morning, Your Honor. Amanda Boyle appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
And then Mr. Horkey is elected to waive his right to counsel and proceed today without counsel. You met privately. Well, first, Mr. Horkey, when you were here on the 18th, we advised you that you needed to get fingerprints. Did you do that?
That's been taken care of. They were supposed to send them to you.
Who's they?
I stopped by the police station and they said that the fingerprints were on file from the night that I was brought in and that they would make sure to get them to the court.
I'm sorry. We don't have your fingerprints. You need to, again, you need to come in and get it done. My order's here. And you were supposed to get that done by the 18th. Why would they have fingerprinted you on the date of the incident? You weren't arrested, were you?
I was taken into the, I was held overnight. All I know is.
And they fingerprinted you?
I think so. I was drunk, so my memories aren't that great of the night. All I know is when I stopped in with the order.
You were fingerprinted, sir.
I'm 100% willing to come in and get fingerprinted again. All I know is when I came in with the order, they told me that they were on file and that they would send them over.
Nope, that's not how it works. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. You would have to come in and get it under this order, because even if you were fingerprinted that night, it would be for booking purposes and not for the purpose of this criminal case. This case wasn't issued at that time.
Okay, I apologize. Like I said, I came in with the order, I handed it to the person and they told me that they would take care of it and that I was free to go. So I assumed everything was in order, but I can go back and get fingerprinted, and I am sorry, I thought it was taken care of.
Thanks. Okay, sounds good. Sounds like we'll get that taken care of. Ms. O'Boyle, was there an offer on this?
Your Honor, there's no offer at this time. It's my understanding that Mr. Horkey has an assessment scheduled for 2 days from now. And we are waiting for him to complete that assessment and get a copy of that evaluation.
Okay.
That is correct.
Date is your assessment scheduled for?
It's the 31st.
Okay, we're gonna go out 30 days because it takes them some time to produce a report. As soon as the report is produced, that report needs to go to the city attorney so they can have an opportunity to review it and then give you a offer if that's what's gonna happen. So do you have her email address?
I do not.
Okay. Can you message your email address to him, please?
Your Honor, I am only able to message court staff.
Okay, if you message it to us, Mr. Bigelow will send it to him.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Okay, so let me get you a new date. It'll be October 3rd at 9 a.m. October 3rd at 9 a.m. is going to be your next court date, Mr. Horkey.
Okay.
You need to report, you need to come in within the next 48 hours for your prints, though.
Okay. Once again, I apologize.
Oh, you're fine. But if you come in and they tell you that, then you need to tell them to call Judge Simmons' court staff, and I'll send someone down immediately to make sure they're properly advised as to what needs to happen, okay?
Okay, thank you.
And you should check the chat. We just sent you Mrs. O'Boyle's email address. That's the address that you need to make sure you provide a copy of your assessments. And you need to do that, and it's as soon as you get it, so she can already have extended you an offer before your next court date, which also gives you an opportunity to consider that offer or consult with the attorney if that's what you want to do before accepting the offer, okay?
Thank you.
No problem. Do you have any questions?
I do not.
Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor. Thank you.
Nothing for me.
You're
Thank
all
you.
set.
Have a great day.
Thank you. Same to you. I see a Angela Lamy.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have an attorney?
No, I do not.
Okay, did you request court-appointed counsel at all?
I denied it the last time.
And are you still denying it at this time?
Yeah.
Are you still denying court-appointed counsel at this time, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Goodrich, you have Davion Colicotte here. You have Ms. Abfalter is here now, and then Ms. Palacio is here.
Your Honor, I am ready to go forward on, sorry, on the Colicotte matter and the Abfalter matter. I do need to speak with Ms. O'Boyle regarding Palacio.
Okay, very good. We're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Davion Colicotte, file number 22-01614. Can I have your appearance, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Amanda O'Boyle on behalf of the city of Lansing.
And Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office here to represent Mr. Colicotte.
That we reset this matter when we were here before, it looks like, well, the 2 times you were here before, it looks like Mr. Goodrich was looking for some police video.
Yes, and we have not received that as of yet. So I was wondering if we could do one more adjournment, and I will ask my office to send over another request to make sure they have it. Hopefully we'll be able to get it resolved at that point.
September 19th at 9:30. Any additional matters for the record today?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
But you're all set. Mr. Colicotte, did you have a question? You're muted, though. Don't hear me?
Yeah, you cut out for a second. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on with our Zoom today, but I wanted to know if you had a question at all today.
Oh, no, Your Honor, I'm fine.
Okay, we'll see you on the 19th of September.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Who just joined from the iPhone? What's your name, sir?
Cody McGinnis.
Okay. All right, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Tracy Sue Abfalter. I have 3 files, file number 19L2438361, 19-02038 and 02039. Council appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Amanda O'Boyle on behalf of the City of Lansing.
And Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office here to represent Ms. Abfalter on all of these matters.
It was a date that was reset for pretrial to give Ms. Abfalter an opportunity to try to clear up some suspensions. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, in speaking with Ms. Abfalter, she informed me that she had not had the money right now to get that accomplished. She told me she thought she would need 60 days to do that. So we would ask for one last adjournment in this matter of 60 days.
Okay, Ms. Abfalter, if you can unmute your device, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Abfalter, are you employed?
No, ma'am.
Okay, how is it that you intend to make payment on these past, or whatever is going on to that's suspending or your license in these other jurisdictions?
I'm on disability, so I have to try and use the money that I get from my disability.
Okay, the concern I have is primarily that you've missed
About
court
that.
at least 3 times on this matter. If I adjourn this, how am I going to ensure that you're going to come back to court? You're muted.
I have no problem coming back. It's just, it's hard for me to pay because I don't have a job and I can't work because I'm disabled. I was paralyzed from the waist down.
Okay.
Your Honor, I would just say, I will also speak with Ms. O'Boyle regarding some type of alternative. If she's not able to pay, that perhaps we would be able to resolve it one way or the other next time.
Okay, sounds good. I'll adjourn these matters. Ms. Abfalter, make sure you stay in contact with your attorney so that you don't miss any of your next court dates, okay? October 31st at 9 a.m.
Yes, ma'am.
Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, you're all set, Ms. Abfalter.
Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Same to you, ma'am. Okay, and then you need to speak with Ms. Palacio.
No, I need to speak to Ms. O'Boyle
Oh, you
regarding
Ms.
Ms.
O'Boyle, okay.
Palacio.
Sounds good. Give me just a moment before we do that. I see a David Rodriguez.
Matthew, how do I get this off?
Hello.
Ms. Abfalter, you didn't hang up, so we can hear you. Okay, David Rodriguez is present. And then we have Mr. McGinnis has joined us. I'm still waiting for, okay, Lamy. Okay, Mr. White, are you ready on Mr. McGinnis?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
We're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Cody McGinnis, file number 22-01373, appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Amanda Boyle, appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Good morning, Your Honor. Toby White here on behalf of Mr. McGinnis, and he has now joined us. Well, his name's on there through an iPhone, I believe, though.
Okay, very good. And today was the date that was set for a pre-trial for driving while license is suspended. How are we proceeding on this?
If I may, Your Honor, I would like to set it for a plea, but I would like to set it out about 3 or 4 weeks because I'm trying to get kind of a global solution. He has a number of matters, 2 and 54A, and some down in 30th. And so I'd like to coordinate with Ms. O'Boyle and try to come up with a global solution for his problems.
Okay, I'll set it for another pre-trial. September 26th. The September 26th at 9:30 work for you, Mr. White?
I believe so. Give me a moment and I'll make absolutely sure. Yes, that will.
Okay, very good. We'll set it for then. And hopefully have a global resolution. Do you have any questions today, Mr. McGinnis? You're muted, but it looks like you said no, ma'am. So any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor. Thank you.
Nothing from me, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're all set, Mr. McGinnis. I'm gonna put Ms. O'Boyle and Mr. Goodrich in the meeting room.
Thank you.
No problem. We're both in room 3.
Excuse me. Luke.
Mr. Rodriguez, did you need to speak with me?
You the one who called me, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you.
We already had a plan in place and I'm good to follow that unless you need to talk to me.
No, I'm just making sure I didn't need to talk to you.
Okay, I think we're set. All right,
All right.
thanks. Just got to wait for the court.
Okay.
Hello.
Well,
Hi, is the Valencia Anderson is here,
Yes.
and Mr. Wilcox is here for Brian Bradley.
Yes, he's in the conference room with me.
Okay, Ms. O'Boyle and Mr. Goodrich, are you ready on Ms. Palacio's matter?
yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Palacio, can you start your video, please? Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Mariah Palacio. File number is 22-01091. Council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Amanda O'Boyle on behalf of the city of Lansing.
And Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office here to represent Ms. Palacio.
This is the date that we reset this matter. It looks like we were resetting this matter because Ms. Palacio was trying to get a copy of her birth certificate so that she can get her license. Has she been able to take care of that?
Well, Your Honor, she was able to get all the documentation that she needed. Unfortunately, when she went to the Secretary of State this morning, she was informed that due to her having 1 point against her license from this speeding ticket from this incident, that she would not be able to get a permit, that she would only be able to get a state ID. In speaking with Ms. O'Boyle, she would not object to having that speeding civil infraction set aside if the court were willing to do that. I understand it's already been adjudicated at this point, and if the court would need some type of written motion, I could do that as well.
Was that a default? Is that what it was?
I'm sorry that the other Zoom noise prevented me from hearing you.
Did she get a default judgment on that? Is that what happened?
No, she actually admitted responsibility and paid it off within a couple weeks. And she's basically, now that's going to keep her from being eligible to get her permit.
Okay. Yeah, can we see if, my computer can come down? Here. Okay, let me go off the record and have someone pull this file. On this matter, we'll get back to Ms. Palacio in just a moment.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Jail. Okay, Mr. Goodrich, I just spoke with the clerk's office to see what we could do. I think because of the fact that she immediately accepted responsibility, I think even before she was arraigned, and it's already gone to the Secretary of State, they can't pull it. What I'm gonna let you do is file your written motion. The other concern is we're actually kind of surprised that Secretary of State would tell her that she can't get a permit because of 1 point. But the clerk is requesting that Ms. Palacio attend they're having a licensing clinic on October 12th at Union Missionary Baptist Church. And so she wants her to try to come there to see if they can assist her at the clinic.
Baptist. Okay. All right, Your Honor, could we, I guess, reset this matter for, I don't know, like 60 days to get past that October date and see if perhaps that clinic can help Ms. Palacio?
October 31st at 9 a.m. Okay. Do you have any questions today, Ms. Palacio?
I do not.
Okay, if you have any other questions about the clinic, again, it's going to be at the Union Missionary Baptist Church on Martin Luther King Boulevard. It's going to be October 12th, and they'll try to assist you with your issue then. You can also let them know at the time that you're the one who has the case before Judge Simmons, and the clerk manager is the one who's requesting that you appear at the clinic to see if they can assist you with getting your permit and license cleared, taken care of, okay?
Okay.
Okay, any additional matters for the record?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, you're all set for today, Ms. Palacio.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go get on. Let's get this done, okay?
Yes,
Thanks
ma'am.
for starting over here. You grabbing stuff?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I caught a ride.
Okay, Trinity Blevins is here. Mr. Goodrich, you need to speak to her?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll put you in a private meeting room. Okay, we're on the record. In the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Brian Dale Bradley, file number 19-03466. Council appearance.
Marcus Wilcox, BFA, Mr. Bradley. Is there any possibility I can have a breakout room with the prosecutor for 2 minutes or no?
Okay, we'll go off the record, and then when I get clear some of the other people, if I can put you in a meeting room.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Ms. Martinez, are you ready with Mr. McCullum?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
No problem. We're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Jabril McCullum, file number 20-00633. The council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Amanda O'Boyle appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Deborah Martinez from White Law PLLC, representing the defendant Jabril McCullum, who is here via Zoom.
Thank you. Mr. McCullum, today was the date that's set for a pre-trial. My understanding is there's been an offer that you are willing to accept. Can you state the offer on the record?
Sure, Your Honor. The offer is to amend the charge to allowing a suspended person to operate.
Your Honor, that is my understanding of the plea bargain offer today. I have discussed it with my client and the benefits of this offer versus what he was initially charged with. And he is elected to resolve this matter today with a plea of guilt to that amended charge.
Thank you. That's correct, Mr. McCullum. I didn't hear you.
Correct.
Did you pick that up? Okay, it didn't pick up on our end. Can you say it again?
I said, yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay, something's going on with his volume, so it's not picking up on our end. Is there a way to turn his volume up over there?
My assistant is with him, Your Honor. I can see her moving in the background, assisting him right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's much better. Okay, you can put your hand down, sir. Mr. McCollum, you have the right to proceed to a trial in this matter, and you have the right to have a jury trial. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to question any witness the city intends to call. You have the right to call your own witnesses, and you have the right to present evidence at trial that you believe would further a defense. You have the right to have the city bring sufficient evidence to prove each element of the charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to remain silent at trial and not have silence be used to prove or implicate your guilt. In order to accept the plea, you'd have to give up each of those rights. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you're willing to give up those rights today, sir?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Has anybody made any promises to you to get you to waive your rights and plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
Okay, is there been any threats made to you to get you to waive your rights today and plead guilty?
Excuse me, I'm sorry, I can't.
Is anybody threatening you to get you to waive your rights and plead guilty?
No, ma'am, no, ma'am.
Are you pleading guilty because you believe you're guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, as to the amended charge of allowing a suspended person to operate, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Can I have a factual basis?
Sure. Jabrail, on the date of February 16th, 2020, were you operating a motor vehicle in the area of West Holmes and Pleasant Grove in the city of Lansing?
Yes, ma'am.
And on that occasion, were you stopped by the Lansing Police Department for a broken headlight?
Yes.
At the time where you were driving, that's a public street open to other cars and for travel for the public, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
At the time of the stop, you did not have a valid driver's license with you, or you did not have a valid driver's license because you had been suspended through the Secretary of State for driving without a license previously, correct?
Correct.
And that was because you had never gone and applied for a driver's license and you were driving without an actual license.
Correct.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Any questions from you, Ms. O'Boyle?
No questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. The court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea. Find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. I think that the bonds that were set on here was already forfeited. The failure to appear. Yeah, that was for 22. Okay, the fine is $200. When can you make payment?
Thursday or Friday?
You said you can pay on Friday?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know how to make a payment online?
I can figure it out.
Okay, you don't have to make it online, but that's probably the most convenient way without coming into the court. You can also come to the court and make a payment at the criminal counter, or you can mail a check or money order to the court, okay?
Okay.
Jabrail, we can help you with that too.
Okay.
Okay, any additional matters for the record?
None, Your Honor. Thank you.
None for the city, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set, Mr. McCollum. Thank you.
Have a good day, Your Honor.
Same to you. I'm gonna put Mr. Wilcox in the room with you, Ms. O'Boyle. right, Mr. Goodrich, are you ready to proceed with Ms. Blevins'
Yeah.
matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. On the record, in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Trinity Blevins, file number 20-03164. Can I have your appearance, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Amanda O'Boyle on behalf of the city of Lansing.
And Attorney Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office here to represent Ms. Blevins.
Thank you. And Ms. Blevins, today was the date that was set for a pre-trial on this matter. How are we proceeding on this?
But Your Honor, Ms. Blevins would like to accept an offer from the city attorney whereby she would plead to the charge in this matter with an agreement that the city attorney would not object to her receiving a time served sentence.
That's correct, Ms. Blevins.
Sorry, you said what?
Is it accurate that you want to plead guilty to the original charge, which is a hinder, instruct, oppose an officer, and that you have a sentencing agreement with the city attorney that you will be sentenced to credit time served? Is that correct?
That's correct.
Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. Okay, Ms. Blevins, you have the right to be represented by counsel, and you have representation today from the Office of the Public Defender. You have the right to proceed to a trial in this matter. You have the right to have a jury trial. At the time of trial, you have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to have the city bring sufficient evidence to prove each element of the charge being brought against you. They have to prove each element beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to remain silent at trial and not have silence be used to prove or implicate your guilt. You have the right to question any other witnesses the city intends to call. You have the right to call your own witnesses or present evidence at trial that you believe would further a defense to the charge. Do you understand all of those rights there, ma'am?
Yes.
Are you willing to give up each of those rights today?
Yes.
Is anybody threatening you to get you to waive your rights and plead guilty?
No.
Has there been any promises made to you to get you to want to waive your rights and plead guilty?
No.
There's a Killebrew agreement. That's the agreement about your sentence to credit time served. That's an agreement between you and Mrs. O'Boyle. The court's got a party to that. So if when I determine your sentence, okay, when I determine your sentence, if I decide that I'm going to sentence you to additional jail time, I give you an opportunity to withdraw your plea, okay?
Okay.
Okay, as to the charge of hinder, obstruct, oppose, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Do you have a factual basis?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Blevins, on or about, where's my date? September 12th of 2020, were you at a location at 3200 South Washington?
Yes.
And is that an apartment building that you were living in at the time?
Yes.
And on that occasion, and is that located in the city of Lansing, County of Hingham, State of Michigan?
Yes.
And on that occasion, did the Lansing Police Department show up to deal with an issue for a neighbor of yours by the name of Brianna Bulmer?
Yes.
And were these Lansing police officers in police uniform so that you were 100% sure that these were police officers?
Yes.
And did there come a time where you started trying to advance toward Miss Bulmer?
Yes.
And did the police officers repeatedly ask you to get back and stay out of the issue?
Yes.
And did you continue to try charging through the officers to get at Miss Bulmer?
Yes.
So you did disobey the orders of the lawful order of the officers, is that correct?
That's correct.
Your Honor, I believe we have a factual basis for hinder and oppose.
Loyal.
No further questions from the city, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. The court is satisfied with the factual basis, and I will accept your plea. I find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. How long has she been in custody?
30 days at this point, Your Honor. She also has a matter with you tomorrow morning, which will hopefully, which on another matter that is holding her as well.
credit her 30 days and close the file. There is an equipment violation that was associated with this, that she still has a balance of $180 on. And so looks like she saw the magistrate back on the 8th and requested an extension to September 8th to pay that. Is that still what you're planning to do, Ms. Blevins, pay that by the 8th of September?
Yes, I get my SSI on the 1st and I plan to pay it then. My grandma's gonna bring me up to the court to pay that.
Okay, sounds good. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All set. Okay, it looks like we have the interpreters here from Musingo. For 11 o'clock. So you can call the jail and put them on. Mr. McComa, we're gonna see if the jail will put Mr. Musingo on.
Thank you, Judge.
No problem. Okay, are we ready, Mr. Wilcox, on your matter?
Yes.
Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Brian Dale Bradley. File number is 19-03466. Council appearance.
Morning, Your Honor. Amanda Boyle appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Marcus Wilcox, and behalf of Mr. Brian Bradley, sitting to my right, we consent to Zoom.
Free trial. For operating while intoxicated, how are we proceeding on this?
Judge, I'm asking for an adjournment, and the reason why is this is a 2019 case. He has an arraignment in Livingston County for a recent drunk driving. I'm trying to get him in sobriety court, and so I'm trying to do all the coordinations. His arraignment on the Livingston County case is September 21st, so the pretrial probably would be, I don't know which judge it's assigned to yet, but it'll probably be the middle of October. So I know I'm asking a lot. I'm asking Palacio to push this out to like maybe the end of October, so that maybe I can try to resolve both files with the maybe a drug court plea.
October 31st at 9 a.m. work.
Yes.
Okay, we'll reschedule this matter for then. Any additional matters for the record?
None.
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set. Thank you, Mr. Wilcox.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Anderson does not have an attorney, so I'm going to put you in a private meeting room with Ms. O'Boyle. Thank you. Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Valencia Anderson. File number is 22L2740081. Council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Amanda O'Boyle appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
Anderson is here without counsel and selected to represent herself. How are we proceeding on this matter?
Your Honor, I had an opportunity to speak with Miss Anderson in a breakout room. At that time, I was advised that she was able to correct the outstanding plate issue. At this time, the city moves to dismiss the pending ticket.
Okay, this case will be dismissed. You're all set, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
Okay, and then Miss Lamy is also representing herself. I can put you in a private meeting room with her.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Angela Marie Lamy. File number is 22L2729001. Council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning. Boyle appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
Okay, and Ms. Lamy is present via Zoom. She's representing herself in this matter and has waived the request for court appointed counsel. Ms. O'Boyle, was there an offer, or how are we handling this matter?
Thank you, Your Honor. I had an opportunity to speak with Miss Lamy in a breakout room. At that time, she was able to show me her current registration of the vehicle in question. At this time, the city moves to dismiss the unregistered vehicle citation.
Very good. This matter will be dismissed. You're all set, Ms. Lamy, okay?
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too. Mr. Goodrich? Are you representing, or are you ready to proceed on Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus David Joseph Rodriguez and file number 22-00549. Council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Amanda O'Boyle appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
And Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office here to represent Mr. Rodriguez.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Rodriguez. How are you?
Good.
Today was the date that was set for your pretrial on a no license. Mr. Goodrich, how are we proceeding on this?
Your Honor, in speaking with Ms. O'Boyle, she informed me that she'd be willing to dismiss this matter if Mr. Rodriguez could get his license. He informed me that he would need 30 days to do so, so we would ask for a 30-day adjournment in this case.
October 3rd at 9:30. Do you have any questions today, Mr. Rodriguez?
No, ma'am.
And I'm not sure what you got. Actually, I'm gonna push him out beyond the 12th. I'm not sure what he's got going on in his license. I'm gonna push him out beyond the 12th as well, so that he also can take advantage of the clinic happening on the 12th if necessary, okay?
Okay.
And so there is a licensing clinic that's gonna be at Union Missionary Baptist Church on October 12th, okay, Mr. Rodriguez?
Okay.
Our clerk's office and the Secretary of State representatives will be there to assist individuals who are trying to get their license.
Okay.
So I'm gonna reset your matter for October 17th.
So I have court on the 17th, and then that Union Missionary Baptist Church is on the 12th.
Yep, that one's on the 12th. Now, you can either handle this on your own if that's what you choose to do, or you can go to the clinic and get assistance there, which might be easier.
Okay, then I'm gonna go there.
Talk to Mr. Goodrich about what you think you should do, okay?
Okay.
Okay, any additional matters for the record?
Nothing for this, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
You're all set, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Mr. Musingo? Okay, we have the interpreter, so I'm gonna put you in the meeting room, Mr. Goodrich, with Mr. Musingo and the interpreter. Who is Mr. Mukoma?
Jambo, Mr. Musingo.
They're in room 1. Okay, let's bring Mr. Musingo back. Mr. Musingo, can you hear me?
Msingo, unamsikia jaji?
Okay,
Yes.
we're on the record. Thank you. We're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing
Tuko
versus
hapa kwamba ni kwa kesi ya watu wa City of Lansing
versus Dieudonne. I'm sorry, Dieudonne. How do we pronounce his first name?
jina yako
Dieudonne?
naitwa Dieudonne.
Can you spell it? Because I have two different spellings on these files.
Haya, sema jina yako ispelie.
Jina langu ina spell Dieudonne.
Did you get that?
Yes, I got a Dieudonne. Someone correct that on file number ending in 499. Thank you. Okay, on the record in the matters of the people of the city of Lansing versus Dieudonne Musingo.
Nasema tuko hapa kwa habari za Dieudonne Musingo na City of Lansing.
File numbers are 22-00499
Anasema file number ni 22-00 na 499.
and 22-01137.
Alafu kuna nyingine nayo ni 22 kwamba ndash ni 01947.
Council appearance.
Wenye kukuja waanze.
Amanda O'Boyle on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Amanda O'Boyle kwamba yeye ni mtu alisimamia watu wa city.
Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office, here to represent Mr. Musingo.
Luke Goodrich kwamba yeye naye ni mtu anatoa ni mwanasheria anamsimamia Mr. Musingo.
I have Mr. Abdallah Mukoma for interpretation.
Yes, I am.
Okay, can you start your video, please?
I try my best to put back the video, but it doesn't work for me. I don't know what's going on.
Can you raise your right hand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will translate in the matter now before the court completely and accurately and not divulge confidential communications, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, spell your name for the record, please.
Abdallah Mukoma, first name Abdalla, last name Mukoma.
Thank you. How are we proceeding on this, council?
Tunavifanya nini? Tunaendeleaje?
Your Honor, Mr. Musingo intends to accept an offer from the city attorney.
Kwamba anamwambia mwanasheria Mr. Musingo anakubali kwamba ni ile aliambiwa habari.
Where he would plead guilty to trespassing in file 22-01137 OM.
Asema kwamba ni atakubali kwamba anasema ndio nimevifanya. Kwa hiyo file number amesema hapo kwamba ni 22 kwamba dash kwamba na akasema 0 kwamba na hizo namba zote papo kwa moja.
In exchange, the file for giving false information to the police would be dismissed.
Na ile kwamba ni kumwambia polisi habari za uongo itawachwa.
Okay, Mr. Musingo, do you want to accept the offer?
Mr. Musingo, umekubali hiyo?
Ndio nakubali hiyo.
Yes. Accept the offer.
Raise your right hand.
Nyanyua mkono wa kuume.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm?
Hapa hapo kwamba ni kusema
The testimony you're going to provide.
Yani ushahidi ule unatakikana au maneno yale unatakikana useme uende.
is the truth and the whole truth
ya ukweli, hakuna kitu cha uongo,
under the penalty of perjury.
na kwa hii sheria kwamba ni kwa kufuatilia haya. Yes.
Thank you. You can put your hand down.
Unaweza shusha mkono chini.
And the trespass on the property of another, you have the right to a trial.
Kwamba ni una haki kwa kuingia kwa sehemu nyingine ya mtu yoyote bila ruhusa, una haki ya kwenda kwa trial.
You have the right to have a jury trial.
Unaweza itiwa watu 6 wakuja wakusikilie mahabari zako.
You have the right to be represented by an attorney at trial.
Kwamba una haki kwa kutafuta mwanasheria mwingine kama huyu hakusaidii.
You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty.
Unaweza nyamaza hata ni mpaka upatikane kwamba ni kweli umefanya.
You have the right to have the city bring evidence to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
Unaweza waambia watu wasidi walete mashahidi yao walikuona hapo.
You have the right to question any of the city witnesses.
Una haki kwa kuuliza maswali kwa mashahidi wale watu wasidi wameleta.
You have the right to call your own witnesses.
Una haki ya kuita wewe mwenyewe mashahidi yako ya kuja toa ushahidi.
You have the right to present evidence at trial.
Kwamba una haki ya kutoa ushahidi kwamba unasema ukweli.
You have the right to remain silent at trial.
Kwamba ni tukipatana hiyo siku kama ni una haki ya kunyamaza na wewe.
And not have silence be used to prove your guilt.
Kwamba ni yani kunyamaza kwako useme kwamba ni utakuja kusema kwamba ni wewe umeharibu.
Do you want to waive all of those rights today?
Kwamba unataka uache hizo haki zote leo?
Hapana, nataka nisikize wenyewe wataniambia juu wao wenyewe ndio wanafanya koti zangu zikuwe different. So mimi nataka nijue vipi watafanya kuhusu hiyo trespassing kesi yangu leo.
Then that I want to know whatever the judge will say or whatever is gonna happen, it's going to happen. I will just listening only whatever judge says.
Okay. Well, my question is does he want to waive the rights that I just explained to him?
Unataka uache haya in case siende sehemu yoyote?
Ndio.
Yes.
Okay. Is anybody promising you anything if you waive your rights?
Kwamba ni kuna mtu yoyote alikuambia kwamba ni ukiwacha hivi kwamba nitakufanyia hivi?
Sielewi kama mtu ananiambia kama ni kitu.
Kuna mtu yoyote alikuchukulia wahadi?
Mtu yoyote?
Jaji anauliza kuna mtu yoyote alikuchukulia wahadi kwamba ni wewe usiongee, hakuna mtu yoyote alikupromise kitu kama hicho?
Ni nyamaze kimya. So hapana.
Okay, he says no, but he starts talking something different, and right now he finished with saying no.
Okay. Does he need to speak with his attorney again?
Unataka kuongea na mwanasheria yako tena?
Ndio.
Yes.
Okay, we're off the record. I'll put you back in the private meeting room.
Haya, utaenda huko tena huko.
I put you in room 2.
Oops. Your Honor, I believe we are ready to proceed with the plea at this time.
Okay, thank you. We're back on the record. The
Ah,
matters
tunarudi
against
tena kwa record.
Mr. Musingo. I was asking you prior to going back in the breakout room, if any promises have been made to get you to waive your rights.
Kuna mtu yeyote alikuchukulia ahadi kwamba ni uache hizi habari hapa?
Niache habari yangu.
I said no.
Okay, anyone threatening you to get you to waive your rights and plead guilty?
Kuna mtu yeyote alikwambia yani kubali hii habari leo kwamba ni hakuna alikuchukulia ahadi?
Yeah, ndio.
No.
Okay, are you pleading guilty because you believe you are guilty?
Kwamba unaongea kwa umesema kwamba nimekubali hii kwa sababu wewe umefanya?
Ndio.
Yes.
Okay, as to the charge of trespassing on the property of another, how do you plead?
Kwamba ni kwa kuonekana kwamba umeingia kwa nyumba yenu, kwa nyumba ya mtu mwenyewe, umekubali kwamba umeyafanya?
Ndio.
Guilty.
Can I have a factual basis?
Ndio watu waambie sasa habari.
Okay. Mr. Musinga, did you go to the Beverly Place Apartments on April 28th of 2022?
Mr. Musingo, umeenda hiyo sehemu Barbara mwezi wa 4 tarehe 28?
Ndio.
Yes.
And are those located on Kalamazoo Street in the city of Lansing, County of Ingham, State of Michigan?
Na hiyo njia iko kwa njia ya Kalamazoo Street kwamba ni city of Lansing kwamba ni county nao ni hapa county ya Michigan?
Yes. Ndio.
Yes.
And had the police previously told you not to go to that address?
Unakumbuka polisi alikuambia usikuja kwa hiyo sehemu?
Yeah, ndio.
Yes.
And did you rent an apartment at Beverly Hill Place Apartments or have any right to be there?
Kwamba umekodi hapo nyumba yoyote kwa hiyo sehemu au una haki ya kwenda hapo?
Hapana.
No.
But you still went there and had contact with the police on April 28th?
Kwamba ni bado umefika hapo na ukakutwa na polisi hapo mwezi wa 4 tarehe 28?
Ndio.
Yes.
Okay, Your Honor, I believe we have a factual basis for trespassing in this situation.
Namwambia mjaji kwamba ni ndio, naamini kwamba ni yes, hii nakubalika kwamba ni alienda hapo.
Any questions for you, Mrs. O'Boyle?
Kuna swali yoyote kwa huyu mwanasheria mwingine?
No, Your Honor.
Anasema hapana, sina.
Okay, the court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea.
Ndio kwamba ni mahakamani wameona hizi habari ni ukweli na wamekubali.
I find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently.
Alafu umejitoa mwenyewe kwa voluntarily kwamba ni useme ndio nimekubali.
Kwamba
How long has he been in jail?
Umekaa jela mwezi mingapi?
Mr. Musingo informed me he's been in jail for 25 days.
Mr. Musingo ameniambia kwamba alikuwa kwa jela masiku 25.
Okay, I'll credit him 25 days on that file.
Ndio kwamba nitamwandikia hizo kwamba ni 25 siku alikuwa kwa jela.
File number 21L268121. He has a no proof of insurance.
Alafu ile file nyingine kwamba nayo inaonyesha kwamba namba hizo aliitisha hapo kwamba hukuwa na proof of insurance yako.
He owes $258 on that.
Kwamba hiyo unatakikana ulipe $258.
When can he pay?
Unataka ulipe lini hizo?
Kwa kesi gani? Kwa hiyo kesi tunadeal nayo sasa hivi ya trespassing.
Is the case for the trespassing?
No, this is for the no proof of insurance.
Ni ile ya kuonyesha kwamba huna insurance.
Insurance ya gari ya nini?
Insurance for the car?
Yes.
Ndio.
Hiyo ilifanyikana mwaka gani na mwezi gani?
He wants to know when was this that happened, what year and what month?
He had a no proof of insurance on November 20th, 2021.
Kwamba ni mwezi wa 11 mwaka 2021.
He failed to appear in court.
Sikumbuke hiyo.
I don't remember that.
Okay, well, he failed to appear in court in March on this ticket. He's already been before the court on a show cause back in April on this ticket.
Ndio kwamba ni huja kuja kwa mwezi wa 4 kwamba ni hapa kwa mahakamani kwa hiyo ticket.
Nilishawahi kufika mwezi wa 4 kwa jua hiyo kesi.
Hujafika.
Hapana, sikumbuke hiyo kesi. Juu sina nini habari yoyote kuhusu hiyo kesi.
No, I don't remember that case. I don't remember and I don't know about it.
Okay. Okay, well, he failed to appear and so he had a default judgment.
Ndio kwamba ulishindwa kufika hapo alafu akakuandikia.
For no proof of insurance.
Ulikuwa huna insurance yoyote.
He was driving a 2004 Toyota that was black.
Unakuwa unaendesha kwamba ni gari 2004 Toyota, yani nyeusi.
On South Washington near Mount Hope.
Ulikuwa unaenda upande South Washington na karibu na Mount Hope.
He owes $258 on that.
Unahitajika 258.
Sina hiyo help, situmike sasa hivi.
Right now I don't work.
Okay. How long is he going to be in jail?
Kwamba utakaa kwa jela muda ngapi?
Your Honor, he has a court date in 55th on September 19th, so I would expect him to remain in jail until that time.
Kwamba ni yeye kwamba ni mahakamani, kwamba ni kwa hiyo jela huko, yani unatakikana ubaki hapo.
I'll set this for a show cause after September 19th.
Alafu nayo kwamba ni ataiweka hapo kuja tuonane tena tarehe 19.
September 26th at 9:15.
Ndio kwamba nitakuwa mwezi wa 9 tarehe 26 saa 3:15.
Okay, any additional matters for the record?
Kuna nini nyingine tunataka tuongeze wanasheria?
Nothing for the city.
Hakuna kitu kutoka kwa city.
None from the defense, Your Honor.
Na pia kwa mwanasheria wako hakuna kitu chochote.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Musingo.
Asante Mr. Musingo.
So.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Makoma.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, I issued a bench warrant for Andres Morgan.
Sure. May I leave the Zoom?
Yes, you're all set. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. There was also a bench warrant for Usama Abahata.
Your Honor, in that matter, last time we had a hearing with Mr. Ihabata, I believe he was in the Clinton County Jail. I don't believe he is still there. I was not able to find, but I believe Ms. O'Boyle was considering dismissing this matter. I don't know if she'd be willing to do that without him appearing today or not, but.
Ms. O'Boyle?
The defendant, I'm not going to try to say that name, did in fact correct the issues. I don't think a bench warrant at this point would be serving justice, and the city would move to dismiss despite his failure to appear here today.
Okay, that was a citation. Here's the file. Okay, we'll note that in the file to dismiss the case.
Thank you.
I think that's all I have until 1:15.
Yep. Plenty more hearings this afternoon, Your Honor.